What's up, savages? Today, this is gonna be the realest shit I've ever said in my entire life, so fucking strap in, pussies, aka cock knuckles. What's up, everybody? Today, number one, I'm an adult. Look at that. I have my laundry assorted. It's adorable. Anyways, I've completely shaved, so it's time to get real with you fuckers. So, I'm going to show you an example of a tweet that I received, and this is basically like the majority of the tweets I got here for my Savage Talk, just because Nashville's done, right? So, it's like, do you like living in Georgia? Yeah, it's cool, minus the ad valorem tax, which can kiss my dick, but do you regret your decision to stop casting? Now, obviously, I haven't stopped casting. I'm casting Smite as a full-time career, instead of doing freelance work for Call of Duty. Now, this is where shit's gonna get real, and then we're gonna go ahead and just go from there. So if you guys want to spread this, go for it. I don't really give a shit. I'm just gonna tell you exactly how it works out. Number one, you make dick for money as a freelance caster. You don't make shit unless you get industry gigs. Now, if you get an industry gig, and that's really like, let's say, like when I worked the Gearbox community day event, or when I worked for Gearbox and PAX Prime last year, fucking awesome money, man. Great money, dude. Like, how it's supposed to work is you're supposed to get bare minimum of $400 to $600 a day to work. A day. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, unfortunately, for gaming events, it's not that. Gaming events, depending on who's hosting it, is significantly lower. So you're sitting there and you're competing against everyone else for these jobs, right? Like, you're worried about Gfinity. And if you go international, you normally don't even get paid for it unless you're, Puckett or Fwiz, right? But, they're who they are, right? Like, you pay for their name. So it makes sense. They've earned that, right? But for people like me and Maven, we don't get shit for that. We did for Gfinity just because, like, they're awesome, but I mean, you're talking $500. So you're basically working, 2 12-hour days, $500, it's fucking minimum wage. If the pro players are making barely any money, and you think the casters are making money, you're not. You're not at all, bro. Like, that's the thing. So realistically, when you're looking at it, you're sitting there and you're like, okay. I got one event this month, make that 2 events, so averaging $1,000 per that, so that's $2,000. Sure, that's okay. I'm poor. If I get 2 events every single month, I'm making $24,000. Assuming I only get 1,000 each point. Assuming that's the good side, right? Normally it's like 500, 750, right? So I don't regret my decision at all. Right? Like, I can live, I can have food, I can go to the gym, I can do everything I want to do, I can have a consistent schedule. So I'm not worried about it at all. That's the thing, right? Like, a lot of people have this, like, fucking weird fantasy that E-fame equals money. It fucking doesn't, man. E-fame's the most overrated thing on the face of this earth. Period. If you're not winning every event, or if you're not on Optic, you're fucked. Like, you better be really good on the YouTube side of things, because it's still minimum wage, man. People just get caught up in who's doing the best, and it's like a big social comparison. They're like, oh, well, if this guy is competing with them, then he should be making equal money. No, it's not how it works. And on top of that, the politics of casting, fucking kiss my dick. Kiss my dick. Puckett wouldn't let Maven and I cast on a stage together because he didn't like how we casted together. I'll take my fucking job with Hi-Rez any day of the week. But yes, I do not regret my decision at all. By the way, I fucking love Puckett to death. He's a good dude, but just saying, man, it's not everything it's cracked up to be. Let's go ahead and move on. Did you watch The Walking Dead season premiere? No, I did not. I stopped watching that show after, oh God. Shit, I hit the same button. What was that, there was a season. It was season 2, right? I was watching season 2, and the lady lost, like, her kid, and it's like a zombie apocalypse, and that's when they decided to break it into 2 seasons. By the way, look at my hair, right? Look at how fucking long this shit is. I get it cut tomorrow. Relax, everyone, please. So, moving forward. She's, like, looking for a kid for, like, fucking 7 episodes, and no one can find fucking the kid, and I'm just like, dude, it's a zombie apocalypse. You're not going to waste time looking for the fucking kid. If you haven't seen it in 7 weeks, it's a fucking child. It's dead. Moving forward. Not a good show. Favorite memory while you're involved in the COD community? Ooh. Oh, that's easy. Favorite memory is the first time I ever casted with Maven. Black Ops 2 at Atlanta. We had no idea what the fuck was going on. I still think today that's one of our best casts of all time. Why? Because we didn't know anything and we could have fun, which is what video games are supposed to be. Especially for the rate you get paid. You're 50 years old. You have the choice of growing old or growing young for the last 50 years. What do you choose? Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm so ready to be that old guy, right? Like, long fucking beard, like a corncob pipe, like a coffee, and a basset hound, right? Like, that's it. Like, I'm just sitting there on my front porch. My, like, kids come, and I'm, like, just, like, fucking rocking. And they have no idea, like, if I'm even paying attention to them. And they, like, say, like, oh, you know, my boyfriend broke up with me. And I'm like, fucking told you so. Could have told you that. The kid's a piece of shit. And I could just sit there and just throw it in their face that I know more than them. That's what old people are the best at. And that's what I want to be. I just want to be that old prick. I'm not afraid of getting old. I think it's awesome. Is the scuff really needed in order to perform in a competitive Call of Duty? I want to say no. I really do. I want to say it isn't. But it is. You're at a complete disadvantage, man. Like, even if you are, like, the most technically sound person in the entire world, like, you can claw perfectly and everything's perfect. Just, it's not the same. It's not the same. Scuff makes everything easier. Every movement's more crisp. You're able to get there. Plus, the trigger stops alone make it 1,000 times better. So, depending on what happens in Advanced Warfare, if the AR... that's the word I'm looking for. If the AR is anything like the M8 and you don't have trigger stops, rest in fucking pieces. You're going to lose every single battle, every single time. You don't want that to happen. When you have a child, are you going to let him or her believe in fairy tales like Santa, Easter Bunny? You bet your ass. I'm going to let that little fucker believe in Santa until he eventually finds me lugging some... Okay, look. I'm going to let you guys know a little secret about me. My mother... refused to let me not believe in Santa until I was like, even to this day. Actually, no, yeah, even to this day. If I say, Mom, Santa's not real, like, she's pulling a fucking present, dude. My mom lives in this world of fucking fairy tales and pixie dust and fucking Cinderella not having sex but having a kid. You know what I mean? Like, she's into that kind of shit. Like, the world is perfect and everything is good. Besides, like, the fucking Democrats, because she's a staunch fucking Republican. So, like, fairy tales exist, but the Democrats are the fucking devil. Right? Like, that's how my mom is. So, I don't know. It's how I was raised. I'll probably let my little kid believe whatever the fuck he wants, because who am I to, like, kind of shape everything? So, he can fucking believe it. But if he's like, oh, Santa's not real, I'm not gonna be like, present taken. I'll let my mom do that shit. My fault. If there was a zombie apocalypse, would you save Maven or would you leave him in Atlanta? I would kill Maven. Actually, no, I've already gone over this once, but realistically, what I would do is, actually, I'll kick it up a notch, right? I would, if I saw like a zombie, right? I would take a knife. I'd walk up to Maven as he was still asleep. I'd cut his Achilles, and I'd use him as bait as I was gathering supplies. So, because I know he's not recovering from that. Maven's not going to make it, right? He's a shitty person. He has no survival skills. He's fucked. I don't even think he's ever shot a gun. So I would cut Maven's Achilles, leave him as bait, and then as I was gathering supplies, I'd lure him back there, and then I'd be like, oh, fuck, look, it's a fucking person, right? And then I'd, like, fucking jump through the window with my bug-out bag and my fucking guns, and I'd just, like, watch them eat Maven, and then I'd start fucking booking it to North Carolina. Sacrifices have to be made. Next one. Okay, so this is where things get pretty cool here. Why would people want to watch Smite and enjoy playing it? All right, so one, okay, this is like the big, I don't think I've ever even given like my entire spiel on Smite yet, but so this is really it. So the big difference between Smite and other MOBAs, right? And if you're wondering what that is, that's my microphone. The big difference between Smite and other MOBAs is that every single shot is a skill shot. We use the Unreal Engine. So everyone knows the Unreal Engine. So it's the third person tight over the camera shoulder. So everything is a skill shot. So if you're trying to sit there and auto attack, you actually have to shoot, which means it's a little bit like a shooter, right? But when we do casting of it, we go to the overhead view, right? It's the traditional RTS style view. Besides when like a really good fight's coming in, and then we swoop in and you see their over the camera HUD, and that's what makes our spectator mode so badass. But the big thing here is that why you would want to watch it, just to watch people get fucking outplayed, man. Like the interaction between player and player is huge. Like, you're talking, it's a lot of time to take someone out, which is big, right? And like engagements are perfect, and you have to change CC, stun people, and everything like that. Like when you watch someone die, like they've earned that fucking kill. And when you play, you know, right? Like when you get a kill on fucking someone, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm better than you. And when someone comes at you and you turn, like this is how I compare it. You guys fucking are like, oh, get turned on, bitch, and like COD, right? Because like he missed a couple shots and you turned and fucking jumped and hit him twice. It's like this, right? It's Halo 2. Guy shoots me 3 times. He misses his 4th shot. He starts panicking on his 5th shot. I turn around. I 1-2 double, right? And he fucking dies. And I'm like, yeah! That's how fucking Smite is. That is exactly why you should watch Smite. Because the fucking kills in it are sick. And the individual skill is even more gnarly. So here's another question about Smite as well. Without a biased answer, does Smite have what it takes to make it in esports? All right, let's just go through here, right? Smite is now one of 4 game developers who have hosted or who will be hosting a $1 million plus event, okay? Which is fucking huge. Right now, as it stands, it's like 1.80 thousand or something, 1.0080,000, whatever the fuck it is. We already have over $1 million. Okay, we launched in March. It's a really big thing. Like the good thing about it is like in MOBAs and third-person games and everything like that, or not third-person games, free-to-play games. The thing is if you have a competitive community, you push them because it pushes your game, right? So like it's very, very different. We're always going to sustain our competitive community, always, because our pros outsource it amazingly. Perfect. We haven't launched in China. We just started pushing into Latin America. Next year we do that, and I think next year we're supposed to be launching on the Xbox One. So you put all that shit together, and then you look at the next worlds, those microtransactions, like without China and without Latin America, we were able to do $1 million. You put that shit all together, China, we're 1.4 gamer, they average, what is it? It's no. For every 1.4 American citizens, there's 1 Chinese gamer. Right? Or like fucking, it's some fucking stupid stat like that. And they're fucking nuts. So even if like it fucking shits the bed in China, we still double our company. It's fucking silly how it works. So we push it. It's not going away anytime soon, man. I'll just be honest with you. It's just one of those things that are just going to continue to get better and better. Whew. Yeah, look at that fucking marketing. You had the chance to save the world of destruction, but at the cost of your life, would you do it? Yep. Fuck me. I want to be a hero. Does it surprise you that EG got top 16 at UMG Nashville after they dropped Karma, and Karma won the event with FaZe? Not at all. Not fucking at all. Are you kidding me? EG didn't fucking even practice for this event, really, let alone fucking do their league matches. Krim probably wants to eat them for breakfast. Why the fuck is that shaking? Piece of shit IKEA desk. Krim probably wants to kill every single person on his team because he is not a loser. Krim does not fucking lose. Why is a boxing ring square? Because fuck your mother. What surprised you the most after working in game development, and what have you found most interesting? Holy fuck. Really, you know, the big thing that's like nuts is how skewed my perception on everything was. Like, to make a good game, you're looking at 30 seconds of consecutive fun. And that's like, fuck yeah, man, you did it. You guys fucking did it. You basically, when you're creating a game, it's all about just having fun, right? And a lot of people kind of get skewed away from that. So when you're building like a competitive game, you have to incorporate fun in it as well. So there's this weird fucking mixing ball, which really makes sense as to why like Halo went the way it did and why Call of Duty's going the way it's going. you have to have fun. You also have to worry about everything else. But the big difference between like PC, right, and like console is we have fucking Conquest. That's our map. That's our main map. That's our competitive map. That's what like pretty much every fucking person plays, right? We have one map but different gods. So everyone's familiar with the map. So if even like a casual person just jumps into their stream in a competitive state, they'd be like, "Oh, I know what's going on." But if you jump into like a Call of Duty game or like especially a Halo game, right? If you jumped into Halo 4, you'd be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Out of the box is so important, and I don't know how you fix it with FPS. I think Call of Duty's growing because of Optic. They do an amazing job, and they're going to continue to grow, and the trickle down effect will be there. But I don't know about Halo. Halo's going to be really tough to sell. Like, you're going to need a lot of personalities, and you're going to need people to not even fucking look at Forge maps. But that's going to do it for me. Other than that, friends, family, I love you, but I don't love you. Take it the fuck easy.